on that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I told him.
Did you? Okay, good, thanks.
And it was that one guy who was like, he seemed like he's pretty with it, so we'll see.
Okay, welcome everybody to the New Ulm Human Rights Commission. It is October 22nd, 2018. This is the October meeting. We are all here today. Thank you, everybody. Did everybody get the agenda and the minutes and the report that was emailed by Lisa last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing I want to do then is number 2 on our agenda then, now that the meeting is called to order, is to approve said agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
I second.
Thank you, and thank you. You got that?
Yes.
All right, and number 3, approval of the September 24th, 2008 minutes, which is also in that email that I mentioned. Did everybody review that, or does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Then I will ask for a motion to approve that.
I move to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Number 4, budget report. Once again, the budget was attached. Let's see. So we're looking pretty good. I did notice, so according to the budget, 62 or just under 63% of our budget is remaining. I knew we do have some expenses coming up tomorrow that are not reflected on the budget yet. I believe there's a rental fee for the community center. Is that correct?
Just a little one,
Yeah.
$27, she said, because they had another event just before ours that brought the workers in. So she said she's only going to charge us their cost for 1 hour.
Great.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, and then, of course, the food and drink. There is one thing for the award tomorrow, Allison Griffith. I did indicated that a $500 speaking fee, which would cover travel costs, speaking, and things like that. It was in our budget. So I don't think that we necessarily have to make a motion on it, but given the size of it, I will. So so if somebody wants to make a motion to pay that, or if there's discussion regarding that amount or questions or anything of that nature.
I move to approve the $500 payment for the speaker.
And mileage that includes too?
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
everything.
Okay, yeah. I'd second that.
Okay, all in favor of us paying the $500 to Allison Griffith and the Human Rights Watch, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Just reminded that I forgot to give the ayes and the nays on the approval. So let's just back up. Approval of the agenda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, agenda's approved. The meeting minutes for September 24th, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Approval of the September minutes is complete. Any more discussion on the budget?
The plaque was $64.
Okay. Yep.
Approximately.
I was just going to ask, and you know how to get reimbursed for that? You just submit the.
Nicholason's is gonna submit it to the city
Oh,
already.
perfect.
Had it taken care of.
Okay. Thank you.
Good.
And then whoever is purchasing like the refreshments and stuff for tomorrow, if you have any questions about how to reimburse or get reimbursed.
Oh, I have no idea how to do it.
Okay. You just submit, Jackie, you've done,
Receipts.
submit the receipts to Lisa.
Along with
okay.
the letter saying, please reimburse me for such,
These expenses
supplies.
for this event,
Yes.
kind of thing? Okay.
And it has to be the
Perfect.
original receipt, not a.
Yep,
copy
no
of it.
problem.
And you can do that via email.
Oh, awesome.
Yep, and both the other establishments are going to send bills to the city.
Make sure that you sign and date it before you scan in the letter.
Okay.
One question I had, and I don't know if anybody knows this, I forgot to ask Lisa, but there's a looks like a check. It says something about a poster contest, third place for Natalie Fisher, and then it looks like a debit, and then it was credited back. Does anybody know anything?
I'm guessing she didn't cash the check, so then it just went void.
Okay.
'Cause that would have been from 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay, I was just gonna ask to remember when that, okay,
Maybe we
Right,
should
because we didn't do a
contact her to
contest
see
last
if
year.
she lost the check.
yeah.
Because she's still, how I feel is she's still due that money, so maybe
Yeah.
we should try and follow up with her, to see.
Okay, yeah.
And Lisa would still have
I
her
agree.
contact information.
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
You can, Wendy? Thank you. Okay, anything else with regard to the budget report? Anybody have anything? Questions, concerns? Okay. All right, do I need to do a motion to approve the budget report?
I think we just accept the report, don't we?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can't approve it.
I don't think we have to approve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. All right, well, then we're going to move on to number 5 in your agenda, which is the current human rights issues. 5A, school discipline demographics. Jackie, I think you were doing
Correct.
that?
I emailed Doug Hazen from Riverbend and Jeff Bertrand from the District 88 Public as the superintendents, and have yet to hear back from either of them. I will be sending a follow-up email with second request in the subject line to both of them at the end of this week. I wanted to give them a little bit of time.
Sure. Okay, and of course, let us know how that goes. Anything else with regard to that?
Nothing, no.
Okay, anyone discussion regarding 5A? Okay.
Well, were we going to contact any other schools?
Just the two in New Ulm, because the
thinking like-
other schools, like the Catholic and the Lutheran school, it doesn't fit in because of the separation of church and state. It doesn't, there's nothing we can do.
I said it would be
for them.
interesting to see
It
if
would be, I
fall.
feel like it might be a lot harder. If you would like, I can.
I was just curious. I don't-
We'll leave that up to you, Jackie.
Okay.
More than
I'll see if
capable
I
discretion.
actually get emails back. I was expecting to hear from Jeff.
Yeah.
He's really good about that. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed that nothing was said back yet.
Okay. All right, so it's not on the agenda, but I did have a 5B regarding a newspaper article. I got an email from Heather Bragel that I'll just read it here because I didn't get a chance to distribute it. I know Lisa was included on it, but I'll just read it here. It says the journal has been given space. Excuse me, the Journal has given space to the city every Friday to submit an informational article on city operations. Each department takes turns writing an article, which amounts to 2 to 3 articles per year for each department. Lisa Pelzel has trouble at times getting all the spots filled in, so I suggested opening up to boards and commissions who might have information that they would like to share with the community. Brian suggested asking a board or commission to submit an article for his review. Would the Human Rights Commission be interested in submitting something? You have a lot going on with the lawn signs and other endeavors that I thought you might be interested in communicating to the general public. Typically, the articles are 300 to 500 words as far as available space in the paper, and then let me know. So, do we want to submit an article?
Would this be a time for us to do the essay or the poster, or should that be a separate, complete entity at that time? You know, are those 3 things that we're gearing up to launch,
You know,
or is that?
it could be separate, and then
Yeah.
depending,
As well as the student commissioner.
it's not a bad idea to maybe mention it and plant the seeds of some of the things that we're doing. The problem is I don't know when it would be published.
Okay.
So
So it
we
needs
don't
to
want
be
to
more-
publish it afterwards so maybe if we keep it general and then maybe just say stay tuned for more information, because I'd like to do something more specific to that as we get closer.
Would it be worthwhile doing a overview of what the Human Rights Commission is, its purpose, as well as what we've been doing to achieve those outcomes as an initial one?
That was kind of my thinking,
Yeah.
is just kind of the who, what, where, when,
Yeah.
why of what we do. You know, some of our initiatives, like the contests, like the yard signs,
Human
our
Rights Award,
meetings,
yeah.
right, the awards. So yeah, it would be kind of high level, just again the who, what, where, when, why of what we're doing. So do we want to do that? I mean, we've already kind of did something a little similar. I think last year we just a little blurb, but I think it was something specific. So this would be general.
Well, I think anytime we have the opportunity to, why wouldn't we?
Yes.
Education is one of our goals.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, it would be in keeping with our mission statement. So
Does that mean somebody on the education committee is going to write this 300 to 500?
I thought we had agreed that the chairman was going to write it.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
great.
remember that.
Yeah.
Should I move for that?
Move it, hurry.
Second.
I move to have the chairman write the 300 to 500 article.
Using the gavel.
That's cool, right?
For the first
Hands off
one,
my
for
gas.
certain, because,
okay.
yeah.
All right. I will agree. I will do that for the first one, and then I will delegate subsequent
If you want to
articles.
send it to me, and I can, once you're done with it, and I can
Okay.
go
Proof
over
it.
it.
Proofread. And perhaps the professor can proofread as well. Okay, so, good. Then I'm in 100% agreement. I think that would be a good opportunity to, get some information out there. Any more discussion on that? Okay, seeing none, I will continue. Number 7 on your agenda is the
We're on 6.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, skip the biggest one, probably. Yeah, there's nothing going on with the events committee, right? Okay, so, events committee, Human Rights Award, tomorrow. Anybody want to is there what's the update?
Stuff has been ordered, and we'll be there, right?
Okay.
Any news on the program at all?
I have sent out 60 hard copy invitations, as well as probably close to 20 emails, which include like the League of Women Voters, so there are more people notified from that than just the email. Lisa's gotten, what did I say, right around 20
20 or
RSVPs, not
that's
20 sets of people, 20 people total.
Okay.
So I can't imagine that we're only going to have 20 people show up. I feel like most people are not RSVPing.
Right.
I
Well-
put flyers out at our office, at the Workforce Center, Hy-Vee. There was a handful of other places as well, but I was back to Hy-Vee on Sunday and did not see it again. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was removed or what happened.
Okay. Okay, well, I mean, 20 RSVPs, that's
Should-
pretty good. And plus, it was in the paper, I think last Friday, the press release ran. And I don't know, did it ask for an RSVP there?
I don't remember.
Because if it didn't, then people just may show up. Well, people just may show up no matter what. but-
And we've never asked for RSVPs in the past.
Should we wear name tags or something as members of the commission so people know?
You know, I was gonna
Have we done
ask.
that
How about our
before?
T-shirts?
Yeah,
Does everybody here have a shirt?
Everyone here knows
So
what a shirt
I'm wearing
is.
it right now.
It's going in the minutes.
yeah.
Thank you, Dee.
So I was gonna ask, can everybody make it tomorrow? Anybody not be able to make it?
I will be there till 7:30
Okay,
only.
all right. Well, good, that'll be great. And then do we wanna sit like all up on the stage, or do we wanna be interspersed? I mean, I would like to announce
I think
everyone.
interspersed or
Yeah, please.
was that because
Okay.
we open ourselves up to talking to different groups instead
Yeah.
of seeming
Yep.
closed off.
Okay, all right, no, that's good. I
So then
didn't
on
know.
the stage, you'd only want the podium, right? In that case, that we're not going to sit up on stage, or what do
Maybe
you
a
want on
table
stage?
for Tim and Ruth Ann,
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
do need one table for 2 people to sit?
just a small one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Tim and Ruth Ann maybe, wanna sit, so they can stay up on the stage, so, because
Right.
if they're gonna,
Maybe a third chair for Allison to sit while she's waiting to speak.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll call Cheryl tomorrow. I'll get that done.
Oh, and Alma is
Or
well
Alma.
before.
4. Okay.
Table for 4, please.
What's the start time, 7?
7.
Yes.
Okay.
7. So events committee, what time would you like some other people there to help set up?
6:30?
6, maybe, would be a
I
good
think
idea.
6
Okay.
is a good time, yeah.
All right, 6 o'clock.
And I will bring bookmarks and the sign, and then like our main big purple sign, as well as signs that we can hand out if they want them for the yard signs.
Good, I
idea.
jotted that down, thank you. Yeah, that would be great if people can take some signs on their way out.
You have enough? Otherwise, I have some in my garage too.
Oh, I have plenty.
Okay.
And Dee, I believe you still have the posters if we wanted to lay some of those out.
I do have the posters still, if you'd like to lay them out.
Okay,
They're in my car. They'll be available.
excellent. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, good, sounds like we're ready, I'm really excited. I can think it's gonna be great. Any other discussion on our ceremony tomorrow?
Did we invite the press?
Yes,
did
they will be
Cover-
coming.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, they will be there, is my understanding. Any other discussion or updates from events committee in general?
No,
Okay. All right, onward. Number 7, 7A. That's student commissioner. I have not received any information that we have any additional applications. Has anybody else? So we're still at 1. So, yeah, so I think we should probably,
In your article.
yeah, right? Yes, in my article, mention that as well. So I am thinking, should we review the application and make a decision at our next meeting? I know we kind of put it off just because of everything that was going on.
I guess my thoughts are, some of this is if someone has applied, we really need to act on it and be
Yeah.
respectful of that person that is wanting to.
Right.
So I think doing something, we need to be doing something about that application.
I will ask Lisa to forward me the application and then, well, actually, I'll just have Lisa invite the individual to our next meeting, or I can. I'll ask Lisa if she prefers that I do. Yeah, and then just invite him or her to the next meeting.
what about sending applications or emailing applications to any of the civics or government teachers at the high school so that they have them, can bring it up during class? I know there's also a law, like intro to law class there
Yeah.
that might be, just so that they can either talk about community activity or something like that. Does that sound like a good idea, or?
Did we kind of do that? I mean, I sent
I think
it
it went to
to.
Jeff only.
We
didn't
did it through Jeff, and then he forwarded it to the schools, but sometimes if you can, that, obviously, if you can make
Mhm.
that personal
Yeah.
connection, it might not hurt to
Yeah.
do individual teachers.
I know when I emailed it to New Ulm Cathedral, I emailed it directly to Deb Dove, who I've worked with in the past, setting up mock trial, and so she's always been great about communicating to the students and getting back to me. So, but yeah, with New Ulm and some of the other schools, maybe that's a good idea.
It's not gonna hurt anything.
No.
Right. Okay. So, so who wants to do that?
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you, Jackie.
And I know a couple of the teachers too, so we
You
can.
wanna get me
Sure.
names?
Do we have
Yeah,
the,
Kayla, I know is the intro to law class.
I'm thinking for, or even student council?
Yeah, that too. And I have Kayla's email. She's my daughter's intro to law.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. And I don't know why I can't remember the name of that group, but there's a group of students that they do events to kind of illustrate different social
Spots.
issues.
Spots.
Thank you.
Sheldon Reiki would be the one
Yeah.
to, I have talked to him about it
Okay.
quite some time ago, but
Okay.
this summer.
Do you want to touch
Do we-
base with him again?
Do we have
Ken?
the application in electronic form? Because
Yes.
to me, that maybe that's a weak link too, where they have to it's a lot of work to try and come down and find it or to locate it if we can just get copies.
Yes, we do have it. I will have Lisa email it to everybody again, just so that, if you email with them, just forward it. If you talk to them in person, you can bring a copy with you, or if you call them on the phone, email it while you're talking to him or her. Okay. All right. Any more discussion on the student commissioner? All right. 7B then, video contest.
7B and C are kind of going to be together.
Yep.
We met recently and decided to combine the 3 poster, essay, and video contest into one topic. We have 3 topics in mind. Did we narrow it down to the one?
I think that's our recommendation. Yeah,
Racism.
yeah, the racism one.
Yep, racism, and then depending on the ages, I know Wendy had some ideas on how to break it down so it's relative to the groups that we'll be doing it. What do we say, K through
K-12.
K through 12?
So, and we thought for at least the poster to do it into 4 age groups, so.
Right.
That seems to have worked in the
Yeah,
past.
it did.
Mhm.
We've done that before.
4
And then
groups.
the essay would be 5th grade and up.
2 groups.
2 groups.
And video was just open
Open to
to,
everyone.
What was our time frame again on that?
We suggested that we have the due date the end of February of 2019,
End of February, okay.
February 28th,
Okay.
2019.
oops.
And then,
And the instructor at the middle school especially said that she would be happy to incorporate some of that video contest into their
Right.
class.
That's awesome.
Wow,
Okay.
that's cool.
That was what level?
Middle school.
Middle, great.
Okay, so how do we follow up on that then? Just give her the information as
I'll
soon as we...
include, yes,
Okay.
as soon as we have the information and the date, then we'll give her that information.
And what we've done in the past is write lesson plans for each grade level or each contest level, and then that would be easy, I would think, to just incorporate for the video too. They can still use the same lesson and then just springboard it off, and what they're going to respond to is just in a different medium. So-
Okay, so could we have a packet together by our next meeting with something like that, with the details of the different contests, the lesson
They have to
plan
be.
to distribute,
And prize amounts.
prize amounts, yeah? Maybe even a little, mini press release so that we can put something out
Or an
there.
example of, the winning essay could go in there, a photo of the winning poster to kind of give everybody an idea of what it should be.
From years past, you mean?
Yeah, from years past.
Yeah, an example. That's a good idea.
Mhm. Do you think that that would discourage some students? They don't feel like their writing skills or their art skills are there?
Well, when we've done this in the past, we had different expectations on the essays because of, we were having to forward it on to the state, where we can really make our own. I mean, we don't have to, I don't think, worry so much about the technical piece of the writing at all. It's
Mhm.
just the ideas behind it. So
I agree.
the examples we had before might not match what we
Okay,
we would accept now.
that's fair.
Okay, so, all right, so we will get the update then next month, and hopefully a packet. And any other discussion on the contests? I think simplifying those is, for what it's worth, is a good idea, putting those all together. Anybody else have any questions or concerns about that?
No.
Okay, all right, so then, yeah, if someone can bring the packet together, I think we'll just make a motion to approve it, and then we'll take off from there. Legislative update, not really much happening right now on the legislative front, so I have nothing there. City Council liaison, Chad,
Yes.
did you, did you,
I didn't get a chance to attend the last one, but I
Alright.
did watch the video.
okay.
The paper made it sound like it was quite
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, to say the least, it was rather interesting, yes.
Eventful in any event.
Yeah, it got heated a little bit, you know.
Anything as it relates to human rights or our commission?
Not that I really,
Okay. Okay. Other business, number 10.
Our guest.
Oh, yeah. Commander Borgert, you're here today. Did you have an update or anything? Are you just observing with us today?
Mr. Chair, regarding vitals, is that what you're referring to?
Or anything. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't at last meeting, so I don't know if there was going to be a follow-up today. I apologize.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, I'm Commander Dave Borkert with the Nome Police Department. And basically, I was just attending, but I'm certainly prepared to do a little bit of an update regarding the vitals.
Is there anything between last month and today that, yeah, go ahead, please.
Last Tuesday, I attended a meeting, and they talked about the vitals. It's a phone app, and I attended this in Nicollet County, and it's the vendor had initially contacted Nicollet County, and then Nicollet County felt that we want to really try to avoid working in silos. Try to this is an important resource, and trying to have it in various counties, hopefully in every city in the counties, in South Central and maybe even Minnesota wide. And so Nicollet County had invited me there, and then there was one other representative from Brown County there, and I was the only member of law enforcement from the city of New Ulm. But essentially, the Vitals app, right now it's available in Dakota County, and it's available in several cities within the metro area. And what they've tried to do is what they're realizing that it's kind of probably a good idea to try to attack it more like at a county level, just to try to get all the cities involved that way, sell it to the county. So that's what they've been doing, and they're just saying that they're fairly new to Minnesota. And what the app really does, and I think I explained it last time, but I can reinforce that because they were able to verify some of those points, is the app actually, if you have someone that believes they would benefit from having that, and it basically could be anybody that would have some type of medical issue. It could be someone diabetic, it could be someone with autism, it could be someone with some other form of mental illness. Basically anything. Maybe someone living at home that they want to have some type of special instructions if they would happen to pass out from maybe a seizure. So it has several medical applications. And basically what the person does is they voluntarily carry something that looks very similar to this. In fact, this could be it, or they could have it in a bracelet form. There has to be a chip. And you could even have the chip, if you're not wearing it, you could have that within the house. I know some ways that they've done it. If they have someone that maybe they're afraid at certain times they might want to take the chip off. They might actually, it's like, well, here's your bracelet that has this, connected to it, but they might actually give them a watch. Now, of course, that has to be voluntary from the family and from the medical provider. It's not law enforcement doing this, but it's for them, but just so that they basically would have that chip available. And then when we're within a certain amount of feet, like when we're pulling up to we meaning law enforcement, or if it's a paramedic, when we're pulling up to the residence or within a certain amount of feet from the individual, basically our phone will go off. The app will say, this person has autism. These are triggers. These are words to avoid. These are maybe words that you want to calm him down by mentioning his family member's name, his mom's name. This is our contact number for his family member, and so on and so forth. This is where the person works. Whatever they're voluntarily trying to provide. And they even had, like one of them, you could even, like they had actually showed it on the video, where it would just have the mother saying, Joey, this is mom. Right now you're having a situation that's that's occurring again, these people are here to help you. They're going to be contacting mom. You're going to see me in a little bit. But for right now, listen to the officers, please, because you're dealing with a medical issue, or whatever she volunteered. But that's basically verbatim or very close to what she had shared. So that happened to work very well for them. But it's completely up to the family member, completely up to this individual what they're sharing. Since then I've contacted, because I think this is an important resource. I just want to do a little bit of follow-up. So I contacted Dakota County on my own, and I said, okay, speaking law enforcement officer to law enforcement officer, you're not a vendor, and I want the objective feedback. And they said, absolutely wonderful. They said, we've had personal experiences. We were surprised how well it worked, and how important it was for. They had one situation, they even had it on the video, and this officer, this person that I talked to, shared it, and they did know what I don't believe, and there's no way I didn't share that I had actually saw this on this video, but they actually had it, because they're newcomers to Minnesota. So they had shared this one positive experience, but this person suffered from autism, was dealing with autism, and was pretty high functioning, was able to go to work on her own. She was a young adult. And what happened is there was a detour. And detours wasn't, she wanted the same path every time. So ultimately what ended up happening is she was kind of dealing with her medical condition. She ended up getting kind of stuck on the side of the road, just enough where, they had a complaint, or they had someone call in and say, this person is stuck here. And ultimately when the officer showed up, the app went off and said, this is the situation, just kind of like what I explained. This is a situation she likes to follow the same path, and almost like they predicted what happened, because from work she'd leave at the same time every day, and she likes kind of like that habit, following that same path, that course of action. So ultimately that was a success story, because when they got back, they called the parents and said, we're en route, and this officer had made contact with her and said, please follow me. And she says, no, I always like to take this path. And he says, well, the problem is just calmly explain what the situation is. I've already called your mom and dad. Would you please follow me, because they're waiting for you. If you follow me, I'm going to drive real slow. Just follow my taillights. And that's exactly what she did, and it was a success story. Now again, that's one. They had said one of several, and they had said actually at the fair they had several experiences where the app was going off a lot, and it was very positive. And again, this I'm getting from Dakota County. So we're working right now. This was last Tuesday. I've talked with the vendors, and I'd like to have something just for Brown County. So at that time, I would certainly open up the invitation for you. I want leaders, community leaders. I want all decision makers, subject matter experts for maybe human services, public health. Well, one member from public health was actually there, and they were giving a little bit of an executive summary for her boss, which would be Karen Moritz.
Okay.
So it was very positive, and I think we're in the right direction, but at very early stages.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Any questions on that? Otherwise, that would conclude my update.
I have just one.
Sure.
Would this be available to fire departments as well as first responders and police?
It would be. It's actually completely, that's a good question. It's actually completely free for the user. There's like one tethering option, kind of like the higher option, where, like, let's say, depending on what your needs are, where the care provider would actually, like, if they get within a certain distance, it would kind of like beep or something like that. But other than that, it's completely free for the user. So they're talking about, like, at group homes and areas like that, Oak Hills, nursing homes, places like that, how valuable it is. And they've been using this nationwide, where it's very valuable for people that maybe just kind of at that stage where they're maybe not in a memory care unit, but they're having some problems and maybe get disorientated sometimes. So this is very available and it's very cost effective because it's free. Law enforcement's the only ones that pay for it, essentially. However, I looked into the price, and it's certainly not cost prohibitive. If we're paying what Dakota's paying, Dakota County, it shouldn't be a cost factor.
Wow.
Again, that depends on everybody's budget, but I mean, I'm very optimistic at this point. Now, just further, when we have the next meeting or something like that, and when you organize something, I'll maybe even ask, like, is there one day that works better than another when we have this vendor out? Because I'd like to have as many people there. I think that always helps too, when you have that momentum. You have people there that have some buy-in and able to ask the right questions, so,
I have one more question. Is this something that they could use to find someone that's lost as well?
yes.
Awesome.
So it actually, like, within that distance, if you know, they've had that where someone walks away from wherever. And so if an officer is driving, and they didn't have an example on the video, but they had explained that. If you're driving, let's just say I'm picturing like Minnesota Street, person decides they're just gonna go to Lola's or something, but they don't, the caregiver doesn't know.
Right.
So when you actually drive by, all of a sudden it'd be like, you know, beep,
Right, there you go.
someone, you know, and would have their profile, everything that was provided, and you would know that they're within, you know, that 200 yards.
Nice.
It's kind of a two-parter. Do the school resource officers as well as administration have the ability to have these apps as well in case there's a crisis amongst any of the students that would need it as to how to react in the situations? And then the other question is, let's say there are two people in an apartment complex that have the app. How do we know which one is the one that needs it?
Okay, so for the first one, as far as the school district, yes. In fact, that's, even with their marketing, that's one area that they focus their marketing on, they explained to me. And my understanding is you pay per phone. So, I mean, I'm even thinking that if we could do this maybe at a county level where we're doing a cost share type of arrangement, you know, because I'd like to see where it's not cost prohibitive for some smaller department like Comfrey or Springfield or something like that, because I think the, you know, the more people that are on this, you know, the better for everybody included. Because if this is available for someone from Comfrey, well, when they're here visiting and that child gets lost, now we have that same technology. And I asked, that's technology, if, you know, an officer would be doing a transport, a sheriff's deputy is doing a transport, and they're down in Texas, and they come across someone that has this app, it's the same technology, it should go off. So it's not like just by city or just by county. So you know, again, that's where I think it's important where we can get it, you know, they'd like to see, you know, they meaning the vendor, but still, again, they're providing a valuable service, but they'd like to see this across Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Actually across the nation. And they're their new entry to Minnesota, their marketing model. This is in the first state, but they're just focused on Minnesota as well. Then to answer your second question, you had talked about, what was your second question again?
About if two people with a chip live in the same building or apartment.
Yep. So it's whichever one would be, both of them would go off. And when it'll show like the profile. And it's whatever you want to share, but if it would have your photo, so the officer or the paramedic or the firefighter, they'd actually see on their phone, they'd see like, okay, this is a picture of Joe, and this is a picture of Jane. And then it would explain what the condition is, because they were explaining that, like the Dakota County law enforcement officer was saying that, like at the fair, the things were just going off constantly, and they were just like one photo to another, to another, to another. So, I mean, you would be able to distinguish. Mm-hmm. And I would think, I would be looking for their suggestions, but I would think as far as a recommendation that they probably at least have a photo so that we would be able to distinguish. Because you could have, especially in a group home, you could have, more than one person or a school that are taking advantage of this resource. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
One question, you said that it needs to be a medical issue. That covers quite a gamut, does it not, of mental health and other things, but some students are not on the autistic spectrum, do not have a medical diagnosis, they have an educational one. Mm-hmm. Will this make a difference if it has to be a medical issue, or is that?
It could be for absolutely anything. It's just, I'm thinking, I'm thinking medical, like across, that covers a wide range, but yes, it could be something from, from the education diagnosis to a medical diagnosis. Okay. Basically what they would need is that the care provider
chooses
wants this
to have
resource,
it.
because
Okay.
it's completely voluntary.
Okay, so it
Free,
doesn't have to.
but free but voluntary.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes other business. Date of the next meeting is November 26th, 2018. It's a Monday after Thanksgiving, so we'll all be rested and satisfied.
Tired.
Tryptophan.
Yes.
Used, yeah.
We'll be in a 72-hour food coma. Chad?
I would like to add that, Dan, would you be willing to help me write the grievance process for the Facebook page?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
And then we'll touch back next meeting?
Yes, yes.
Down for Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, the Facebook thing wasn't on, it didn't make it on there, sorry. Is that,
All right.
is that what you had for an update for that, the
Yes.
Grievous? Is that where we're
Yes.
at?
Does it
I
mean
need
just
somebody to
my
help me
error
with the
put it in there, or did we
legality
change
and all
dates?
that of the grievance process.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll set up a time to get together and do that.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
26th, so.
Okay. Good meeting, everybody. Let's adjourn. Do I have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Thank you, Tim. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Dee. All in favor of adjourning today's meeting, say aye, please.
Aye.
Anyone who doesn't want to adjourn right now, say nay. All right, motion carried.
I just
See you tomorrow.
punched in the wrong dates.